Hello everyone, and welcome back to Valley View Living. If you're new here, hi, my name is Megan. I'm a mum to 6 kids. We're a family of 8 living out in the country in New South Wales, Australia. And we try to grow and raise and cook as much food as we can for ourselves as possible. Now it is a busy morning today. We are up early and I'm trying to get all my people fed and trying to make sure they are ready to go. We have to go to the farmer's market this morning and pick up some eggs and some other things. And then it's off to a homeschool social group with Grandpa for the rest of the day. Now we have been harvesting and butchering our own pork from our property at the moment. Now this is a leg of ham. We have been experimenting with curing and smoking our own ham here. This has turned out well, and what an awesome way to preserve meat. I really do value these old skills the more that we learn to use them, and I can see why this was such a fundamental part of having your own meat, was learning how to preserve it without being reliant on refrigeration or freezing. So this ham is super tasty, and I will take you through in more detail our backyard pork raising experiences. But at the moment I'm just going to chop as much ham as I can off the bone here. I'm going to fry this up in the pan with some mushrooms that we bought at the co-op this week that just look beautiful and fresh. And I'm just going to fry these off in butter and crack some eggs over the top, turn it into a little omelette slash frittata. I guess it is an omelette really. And that will feed half of my people. As you can see, the other half, the littler set, started the day with smoothie bowls. Now this is so simple. It must take me 5 minutes from start to finish to serving to make these smoothie bowls for little kids, and they love them. Apparently it just feels more special to sit down with a bowl and a spoon and eat your smoothie topped in oats or topped with granola for breakfast. I like to keep my freezer stocked with frozen berries all year round, and I will just put a good handful of berries in one of my Pyrex jugs, top it up with some yogurt, maybe a little milk, although that's totally unnecessary really for a smoothie bowl, sweeten it up with some pure honey and blitz it. That's it. Then we'll just pour into the bowls and top with whatever the child prefers. It can be really nice with a few more berries on top as well. This morning my 4 chose to just have raw oats on top. Now I went with this classic egg-based breakfast for my older 4 people, and it really is equally as simple. Just getting that butter melted in the pan, whatever additions that I have that are handy, and you know what, if I don't have anything to add, it still tastes good to me. Just butter and whisked up egg with a bit of sea salt in the pan, cooked just right. It's just delicious, and I feel like it totally sets me up into lunchtime. I don't need anything else. Now this is my continuing along on my sourdough journey. As I know many of you have joined me and encouraged me on this, and thank you also for those of you who have sent me emails just giving me tips and advice. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Now this is how I have been doing my sourdough. We've really enjoyed the bread, but it haven't got the light, airy finish that I've been looking for. So I have changed my technique at the moment. I'm making it a bit higher hydration, and yeah, I'll let you know how I go with that. But at the moment I am turning out a loaf of bread at home every day, and we are pretty much eating it all too. So I need to get everybody reasonably well presented, shoes on and all that kind of thing, and we're going to head up to the farmer's market, and yeah, we'll see what we can see. We're usually too late for all the great stuff. It tends to be sold out by the time that a family with 6 children has managed to hit the road and make it there. But we do tend to be able to buy several cartons of eggs and they are much cheaper than the supermarket and obviously amazing quality. I love when you can buy directly from someone and talk to them about it, and you can see the passion that they have for their own food product. So it does make the early drives absolutely worth it. Now, by the time we've gotten home, it is time for, you guessed it, second breakfast. Yes, all my kids are hungry again. And I promised them I would make a batch of pancakes to fill tummies before they head off to their homeschool group. And I'm going to experiment by adding a little bit of my sourdough discard to this pancake batter. So, I mean, pancakes, this is probably something I've made, the most in my life. I think it was probably the first thing that I learned how to make myself, and it is such a rewarding food, isn't it? To make all by yourself when you're first starting your cooking experience, cooking career, when you are first starting to master recipes by yourself. And it is so rewarding to make something as delicious as your own pancake. So I don't measure anything these days. It's just eggs and flour and milk and some melted butter, and I do put some coconut sugar in there when I'm making those for the kids as well. Such a quick, easy, delicious and satisfying way to set the kids up for the next leg of the day until they can come home for a hot late lunch / early dinner. And something I always try to do when I'm making pancakes in our household is I make a lot of them. So if I'm going to the trouble and the mess of making a batch of pancake batter, and I'm going to stand at the stove and flip them for everybody, I'm going to make a lot of them. And that's so that I can just have a plate piled high with extras, and that plate can just be covered and sit on the bench or go into the fridge. And it will be there for the next day or two for anybody who is still hungry or comes to me with the I'm hungries between meals or before bed. Well, there's a delicious pancake already made with your name on it. And in all honesty, if I am ever trying to go low carb or gluten-free for health reasons, then pancakes are probably the thing that I miss most and are my greatest weakness, even above bread and pasta and all the delicious carby things. Pancakes just take me straight back to childhood and really to where probably one of the dishes my mum made for me that was always a favorite and always perfect and delicious and just pure joy to me is a pancake on a plate with butter melting over the top. And honestly, just butter is probably my favorite of the pancake toppings. So I did enjoy adding the discard into the pancake batter. And of course, when you're making sourdough every day, you do have an amount of discard going to waste. So I'm going to be experimenting with different recipes and seeing how I can use it. Of course, if I'm using the batter straight away, I'm not really getting the health benefits of letting the pancake batter sour and ferment itself. But again, I'm just not throwing away the discard, so that's a good thing. Now, on a busy morning, I haven't managed to make a hot cup of tea yet. And now that Grandpa has come and he has taken a few of the kiddos out to homeschool group, and I can sort of catch my breath and stop doing for about 10 minutes, I am going to brew a beautiful hot cup of my current favorite, which is a roasted dandelion chai. Totally caffeine free. And even though I love coffee, coffee does not love me. And every single time I go back to it, even decaf, I just regret it afterwards. So this dandy chai, I just buy this locally. It's beautiful. It's got lovely spices in it. And today, because I have cream to hand, which I'm going to use for this hot late lunch / early dinner, I'm going to put this cream in with my brewed tea and just a little spoonful of local honey. And that is my morning treat. So we have now integrated these beautiful Rhode Island red hatchlings that we raised from the incubator into our chook shed, into our existing flock, and they are happy as can be. They love it in there, and everybody is getting along so well, which I think must be because the Rhode Island Reds are at an age where they can assimilate nicely and they're not in competition with the other hens or the roosters. So that's working well. And now up here in the chicken tractor, we have our second lot of hatchlings. These were eggs that we gathered from our own chickens, fertile eggs from our chickens, which are a mix of pure Barnevelder and some Barnevelder cross Araucana, which I am very interested to see what color eggs they lay, because the Araucana are the chickens that can lay green and blue eggs, and Barnevelders tend to have a lovely dark brown. So we'll see what happens. But it's very rewarding to have those 100% free chooks out there in the chicken tractor now. They look healthy and great, and we will see how things turn out in terms of how many roosters, how many hens we have. Now, yes, we are still on cow pregnancy watch 2025. At this point, I'm starting to wonder if it's going to end up being 2026 before we've got any calves on the scene. But they are looking wonderful, fat and healthy, and it is so good to have a little bit of rain and plenty of sunshine. The pasture is looking good, and it is big enough to suit those two girls nicely. So they just have gentle days. And it's wonderful to watch cows. They make this routine. So they'll come up and see us for morning breakfast, some hay, and then they'll do the same slow pattern loop around our property, around the pasture, come back for some water at lunchtime when it's hot, and then they'll come back again in the evening for some more hay and a pat. But you won't see them outside of that routine and that schedule. You can see they're so perfect to domesticate into milking routines. It's really interesting. So I'm going to put this hot meal together. I'm actually going to take advantage of my empty house today, which is extremely rare for me. And I'm going to use this time to make the hot meal that I'll need this evening, and then it can just sit here on the stove waiting for the family to come back, and they can heat it up and serve themselves as they need. And honestly, as my kids get older and we turn into a household with more teens than young children, which will happen before I know it, I can see that I will probably be doing this style of cooking more often, because people just come and go under their own schedules and things just change so much. So I was surprised to realize just how budget friendly and frugal this recipe is for 8 people. I am using a cup of cream and some chicken broth, 1 onion, some garlic. I've got herbs from my garden, but they're not necessary. Some chicken drumsticks, which is such a cheap cut, such a good value cut, and some pasta. And that's it, alongside seasonings. So it doesn't take much to feed this crowd today. Now, absolutely a salad on the side, some steamed broccoli, that kind of thing would be wonderful as well. I'm just going to brown these chicken drumsticks off in some butter and olive oil here. I'll sprinkle them with some sea salt and some paprika as well, and that is really the flavor that I'm using alongside the cream and the chicken broth, is just a beautiful smoked paprika. I am loving this spice with chicken at the moment, and at the same time I'm just going to get my big stock pot going with boiling water, getting ready to boil the pasta to serve alongside this creamy sauce. So I will just brown these chicken drumsticks off on both sides. I'm not cooking them through at the moment. I'm just browning them, getting some flavor onto them and onto the pan, which will transfer over onto that lovely creamy sauce. Then I'm just going to take out the chicken drumsticks and pop them to the side. Maybe add a little more butter if the pan is looking dry. And I'm going to saute off all this onion first of all, get it nice and translucent and soft and cooked down for maybe 5 to 8 minutes. Then I will pop in the fresh garlic as well. Now this was another find at the farmer's market this morning. It is extremely fresh. It hasn't actually gone through the curing stage yet. So this garlic is right out of the ground and fresh, new season, and wow, it really packs a punch. I was in tears just cutting up this garlic. It wasn't even the onion that had me crying. It was actually this fresh, new season garlic. So it's going into the pan as well with just a few slices of the Swiss brown mushroom. And I really just want to do these mushrooms justice of using them while they're still fresh and beautiful. So then I'll just deglaze the pan with whatever chicken broth I've got, and that's also not essential. You can just use cream and it's totally delicious. So I will top that off with the cream that we've got and pop the chicken drumsticks back into the sauce to simmer. Now I don't have a pot lid that suits my large cast iron fry pan, so I just left this uncovered and simmering for about half an hour, and they turned out absolutely perfect. While that is simmering in the sauce, I'm just going to boil my pasta to serve alongside. Now I have some sourdough pasta here. Any kind of pasta would be delicious with this. In fact, I think something more like a linguine or spaghetti would be better than the sort of short, fat macaroni style that I've got. But, you know, whatever. Anything works. The pasta is so forgiving, isn't it? Now, this is the herbs I've gotten from the garden at the moment. All I have is parsley and thyme, and I love thyme on pretty much anything. So I've just got that to serve over the top. And this was easy, filling, yummy, comforting, and great value for money to feed a crowd. So what more could I want? So thanks for joining me today as I go about my homemaking day and taking care of my farm chores. If you've enjoyed my content, please do like or comment or subscribe. And that way I'll see you next time. Bye.